Hello friends, welcome to my channel Academic Made Easy PC. In this video we'll be learning exercise 1.3. Okay, so this exercise is one of the important exercise that you may get for 4 marks. Okay, so this exercise deals with giving a number and proving it as irrational number. Okay, so now let's see the exercise. Question 1, prove that root 5 is irrational number. So such numbers will be given. We already know that root 5 is irrational, but still there's a standard procedure or concept to prove that root 5 is an irrational number. So if you learn one sum, you will be able to do the other sums because every sums will be related and almost same. Only slight changes only will be there. So let's see that. So first, before proving that root 5 is irrational, we will be assuming that root 5 is rational. Okay, what is the difference between rational and irrational? Rational numbers can be expressed in the form of p by q, whereas irrational numbers cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Okay, so now for the contrary, we are assuming that root 5 is a rational number, so that can be expressed in the form of p by q. So that p by q, I am taking it as r and s, where r is not equal to, where s is not equal to 0, such that I will get this equation: root 5 is equal to r by s. I am just assuming that it is expressed in the form of p by q. No, so only I have done this step. Okay, now I think you will be clear why I did this step. Next one, suppose r and s have some common factor other than 1, then divide r and s by a common factor to get root 5 is equal to a by b. It means that, for example, when we take 4 and 2, 4 common factors will be 2 into 2 into 1, and here it will be 2 into 1, isn't it? So if, for example, if r takes the value 4 and s takes the value 2, okay, when we divide these two, we'll have 2 into 1 by 1 only. No, so that's what they're saying, that in case if they have common factor, then we have to cancel, but we don't know what is that common factor, so we are taking that r and s by cancelling, and we are writing a by b. Okay, so and we are also saying where a and b are co-prime numbers and b is not equal to 0. So therefore we will get root 5 is equal to a by b. Okay, this previous step we got. No, the same thing I'm writing. So next step will be cross multiplying. So if I cross multiply, I will get root 5b is equal to a. Okay, this is all due to our assumption. Okay, square on both the sides. The next step will be squaring on both the sides. So after squaring, this root will be removed and I will get 5b square is equal to a square. Okay, so keeping only b square over here, I will have a square by 5. Okay, so already I have stated a theorem that if a square is divided by some number p, then that p divides even a. It means like, so therefore I am saying if it is expressed in this form, it means a square is divided by 5 only. No, so it is divisible. Therefore I have written 5 divides a square. Okay, the theorem which I already said, no, if a prime number p divides a square, then p divides a also, where a is a positive integer. So 5 divides a also. That is what I'm saying. For example, when we take 25 by 5, okay, so for example, when a square is equal to 25 and my denominator is 5, so I will get 5 only. Okay, so the square root, when we take the square root, if this is a square, what will be a? A will be 5, isn't it? 5 by 5 also I can get, where 5 is divisible by 5. Therefore, I am saying 5 divides a also. Okay, so now I am saying that a is equal to 5c. Okay, my assumption, this is my second assumption, that a is equal to 5c. So now we have to substitute the value of a in that previous equation, which was b square is equal to a square by 5. No, this was our equation, so we have to substitute over here. Okay, so we'll have b square is equal to 5c the whole square by 5. So b square is equal to 25c square by 5. Okay, so now I will say that b square is equal to 5c square, and when I take this here over here, so c square is equal to b square by 5. So again I have proved that even b square is divisible by 5. Okay, so therefore I will say that b square, so therefore I will say that 5 divides b square. So again I am stating the theorem. If a prime number p divides b square, then p divides b also, where b is a positive integer. So therefore I am saying 5 divides even b. So I have proved that 5 divides a as well as 5 divides b. No. So let me mark this as equation 2, this as equation 1. So from equation 1 and 2, a and b have at least 5 as common factor. Okay, so I already said in the beginning they may have some common factor. So now I have found that 5 is the common factor. Okay, but this contradicts the fact that a and b are co-prime. So already I have mentioned that it is a co-prime. Which is a co-prime? A and b are co-prime. No common factor other than 1. Okay, if it is a co-prime, then the common factor will be 1 only. So but here I am having 5 as the common factor. So therefore my assumption is wrong. Therefore I will say that root 5 is irrational. So now again let me give you all a glance. First I assume that root 5 is rational. Okay, rational. Then after that I am taking some r and s so that root 5 can be expressed as r by s. So in case if I have some common factor for r and s, what may I do? So that I have taken 5 is equal to a by b. Okay, this is the third step which we took. Okay, so then after that we squared on both the sides, so we got 5b square is equal to a square, and we found that 5 divides a. Okay, divides a, and also by taking a is equal to 5c. Okay, so we proved that 5 divides b also. Okay, so first we proved that 5 divides a, then after that 5 divides b also. Then also we mentioned that a and b are co-prime number. A and b are co-prime number. What is a co-prime number? If it is a co-prime number, the common factors will be 1 only. So but here we have proved that 5 is the common factor for a and b. Since the assumption is wrong, I am saying that root 5 is irrational. Okay, that's all. If you have any doubts, mention it in the comment box. Question 2. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Okay, so already we have learnt that sum of irrational and rational number is always irrational only. So we already know, but still we have to prove it. No, so as we did in the previous sum, we will be following the same method, but there's a slight change, that is addition over here. Okay, so first we will assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational. Then we will take any two co-prime integers and express it in the form of p by q. Then we'll check whether it is co-prime or not. Then if it is co-prime, then we will say that it is rational. If it is not co-prime, we will say that it is irrational. Okay, so now let's move on. Let us assume that 3 plus 2 root 5 is rational number. Okay, this already we did. And in this step I'm not taking R and S, because when only one number, that is only root 5 is given, you can take R and S. Okay, so since addition is over here, I'm just directly taking the co-prime integers A and B, where A and B are integers and B not equal to 0, such that I will get 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to A by B. Okay. So in this, how we have to do is that only root value should be in the LHS, that is left hand side. So first I'm taking 3 this side, so I will get 2 root 5 is equal to A by B minus 3. Okay, so next 2 root 5 is equal to, I'm taking LCM, so A minus 3B by B. Okay, so next step, root 5 is equal to A minus 3B by 2B I will have. Okay, so now I know that A is a co-prime, B is a co-prime. So 3 is an integer, 2 is an integer. No. So therefore I'm saying A, B, 2 and 3 all are integers, and divisible of 2 integers is a rational number. If this all are rational number, that is integers or rational number, then I will get a rational number only. Okay, so everything is a rational number, so when I divide all those, I will have rational number only. That is A minus 3B by 2B is rational number. Okay, so here I am saying that this is equation 1. Already we have proved that root 5 is irrational. No, so I am saying from equation 1, 5 is also a rational number, which contradicts the fact that root 5 is irrational number. Why? Already we have proved that root 5 is irrational. So we will be saying that our assumption is wrong. Therefore, 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Question 3. Prove that the following are irrationals. So till now we were learning about only rational numbers, that is root 5 or else the addition or sum, like 6 plus 2 root 2 we learned now in the previous sum. So here it is given in the fractional form. So now let's see how to do. In the question it is given as 1 by root 2. Okay, so even you can do as it is, or else you can follow the method what I'm doing also. So here I have 1 by root 2, isn't it? So I'm multiplying and dividing by root 2 by root 2. So I will get root 2, which is equal to root 2 by 2. Okay, so even if I cancel all those, I will have 1 by root 2 only. Even if you want to do with 1 by root 2 also, you can do, but I'm simplifying it. Okay, now let us assume that root 2 by 2 is a rational number. Okay, so next, as we did for the previous sums, we are just assuming two co-prime integers A and B, where A and B are some integer for B not equal to 0, such that I will have root 2 by 2 is equal to A by B. Okay, as I said for the previous sums, only rational numbers should be in the left hand side. So I will have root 2 is equal to 2A by B. Now we know that 2 is an integer. A and B already we have said that it is an integer. So when all are integer, and if we divide, what will we get? We'll get a rational number only. But also we have proved that let this be equation 1, and also we have proved that root 2 is a irrational number, isn't it? So from equation 1, root 2 is also a rational number, which contradicts the fact. What fact? We already proved it is an irrational number. Now can we say it is rational number? No. So therefore it is irrational number. Since our assumption is wrong, we will say that 1 by root 2 is irrational only. Therefore 1 by root 2 is irrational. Division 2, 7 root 5. So let us assume that 7 root 5 is rational. Okay. So if we assume this as rational number, it means it can be expressed in the form of a by b, isn't it? So therefore we can find two coprime integers a and b not equal to 0 such that 7 root 5 is equal to a by b. So we want only irrational numbers in the LHS. So I will have root 5 is equal to a by 7b. We also know that a, b and 7 are integers, and if we divide those integers we will get in rational numbers only. That is a by 7b is rational number. So let this be equation 1. So from equation 1, root 5 is also rational number, which contradicts the fact that root 5 is irrational. As I said for the previous sum, we already proved that root 5 is irrational. No, so then how can we say now it is a rational number? So therefore our assumption is wrong. So since our assumption is wrong, I will say that 7 root 5 is also irrational. Division 3, 6 plus 2 root 2 should be proved as irrational. Okay, so first step, let us assume that 6 plus root 2 is rational number, so that we can have two coprimes a and b, where b is not equal to 0, can be expressed in the form of p by q. That only I have written. 6 plus root 2 is equal to a by b. So root 2 is equal to a by b minus 6, which is implies root 2 is equal to a minus 6b by b. Let this be equation 1. Okay. So now I am saying that a, b and 7 are integers, and if we divide those integers we will have rational number only. So therefore I will say a minus 6b by b is rational number. So if this is rational number, then if RHS is rational number, I have to say that LHS is also rational number. Okay, so then it will say that root 2 is also a rational number. But this contradicts the fact. It means it opposes the fact that root 2 is irrational. So therefore our assumption is wrong. So therefore I will say that 6 plus root 2 is irrational. If you have any doubts, mention it in the comment box.
Like, comment, share and subscribe.